no evidence COVID-19 transmitted by food. Almost RM500,000 drugs seized in Johor. Hello and good afternoon and welcome to our news. You're with me, Carlos, for updates at noon. Well, Muslims who will be celebrating Eid al-Fitr must adhere to the standard operating procedure SOP during the festival, including limiting the number of visitors at any one time. Well, Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said the total of 20 people advised by the government before this is limited to family members and relatives, besides considering the size of the house.
Kalau apartmen kita kecil, jadi tak ada, kita bukan kata 20 orang. Jadi kita kena lihat bagaimana kita kena buat staggered appointment ataupun staggered visiting daripada keluarga kita. Yang kita katakan ialah ahli keluarga. Kita bukan katakan pelawat datang ke rumah. Kita tak menggalakkan perhimpunan, kita tak menggalakkan pelawat-pelawat datang ke rumah.
Dr. Nur Hisham said individuals 60 years old and above made up more than 50% of COVID-19 fatalities, while patients with non-communicable diseases, or NCD, such as diabetes and high blood pressure, formed more than 85% of the death toll. Thus, he advised Malaysians to limit visiting family members during the festive season or balik kampung, as it will be hard to practice social distancing.
Itu kita tak pasti sebab kita tak tahu, tak nampak virus tersebut. Mungkin kita ada virus tersebut, kita dah terdedah, tetapi kita mendedahkan kepada ibu bapa kita dan juga atuk dan nenek kita di kampung.
In another development, Dr. Nur Hisham said there were no COVID-19 infection cases through raw food reported so far. Addressing such concerns raised by the public following the closure of several wet markets over a spike in COVID-19 infections and whether such food sources are safe for consumption, Dr. Nur Hisham said the Health Ministry is waiting for laboratory reports from the Department of Veterinary Services, or DVS, to find out whether the virus is found in animals or not.
Kalau kita lihat setakat ni sampai hari ini tak ada jangkitan daripada makanan. Jadi kalau melihat kepada kilang ayam contohnya dalam proses dan jadi kita tunggu sama ada virus tersebut ada dalam haiwan ataupun dalam ayam. Jadi kita tunggu laporan dari DBS lah yang tu. Tapi yang pasti ialah tindakan kita apabila kita membeli makanan, kita memasak makanan tersebut. Jadi kalau bila kita masak, virus itu akan mati. Kalaupun ada virus, tapi setakat ini kita tak tahu ada virus ke tidak dalam makanan tersebut. Tetapi kita akan tunggu kajian yang dilaksanakan oleh DVS lah.
When asked whether food purchased from supermarkets is needed to be dried under the sun before consumption, Dr. Nur Hisham again stressed the need for food to be thoroughly cooked to get rid of any pathogens. Well, several arrests of illegal immigrants and boat skippers were made after the authorities held integrated security checks at the border of the country to contain the spread of COVID-19 infection. Without revealing further details, Senior Minister for Security, Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, said the incidents prove that the government is able to overcome and block the entry of illegal immigrants via rat trails at the border. The senior minister stressed that foreigners attempting to enter the country illegally via rat trails or by sea would be prohibited.
Malam kita telah pun mengenal pasti sebenarnya lorong-lorong tikus ni. Kita dah tahu dah di mana tempat mereka datang. Sama ada di pantai barat Semenanjung, termasuk jugalah di pantai timur kalau tak salah Sabah, di kawasan Lahad Datu, Sempurna dan sebagainya. Itu yang pendatang daripada mungkin parti daripada negara jiran kita sebelah sana.
Meanwhile, on the Compliance Operation Task Force headed by the Royal Malaysia Police, RMP, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri said police had conducted 54,739 inspections on Sunday to monitor and enforce the compliance of CMCO standard operating procedure throughout the country. He said the Compliance Operation Task Force also checked 20,928 private vehicles and 1,624 public vehicles, as well as 1,788 public markets, 2,832 places of worship, 1,168 recreational spots, and 335 construction sites. The Negeri Sembilan state government has confirmed that an employee of a department in Wisma Negeri was found to be COVID-19 positive in a recent detection test. Now, in a statement yesterday, State Secretary Dr. Razali Abdul Malik said the department will be temporarily closed for 2 days for decontamination after investigations and discussions with the State Health Department. In the meantime, the operations of other departments in Wisma Negeri would proceed as usual following a circular by the State Secretary. He said the administration of the state government will continue to be vigilant against the threat of COVID-19 virus and will take the necessary steps to safeguard the interests of its employees and customers. Well, the last COVID-19 patient in Terengganu has been discharged after undergoing treatment for 53 days at 2 hospitals in the state. Now, the 25-year-old man from Sarawak was discharged from Hulu Terengganu Hospital, or HHT, yesterday after being transferred from Hospital Sultanah Zul Nur Zahira, or HSNZ, Kuala Terengganu early April. Terengganu Health Department Director Dr. Nur Azimi Yunus said the patient had attended the Tabligh gathering in Sri Petaling from 24th February until 4th March and arrived in Terengganu for religious works. However, he was admitted to HHT on 17 March as a person under investigation, or PUI, after having coughs and sore throat. 2 days later, he was admitted to HSNZ when he was confirmed positive and transferred back to HHT on 5th April. Dr. Nur Azimi said HHT has been gazetted as the state COVID-19 hospital on 14th March and since then received COVID-19 patients from HSNZ and Situ Hospital.
Sehingga kepada hari ini seramai 270 orang pesakit sama ada COVID, PUI ataupun PUS telah dirawat di Hospital Hulu Terengganu. Dan daripada jumlah itu 42 kes dikonfirmkan sebagai COVID-19 lah. Di mana kes yang discharge tadi itu merupakan kes terakhir COVID-19.
Meanwhile, Dr. Nur Azimi said all 8 districts in Terengganu have been categorized as the green zone as there was no COVID-19 positive case recorded within the last 14 days. The last case was detected on 23rd April in Besut and all 13 quarantine centers had been closed except one in Kemaman. Well, hundreds of foreigners were detained during a raid by the Immigration Department yesterday in the area around the Kuala Lumpur Wholesale Market, or better known as the Selayang Wholesale Market. Well, the raid began at 8 a.m. involving personnel from the Royal Malaysia Police, that's PDRM, the Malaysian Armed Forces and the Health Ministry. However, reporters who had been waiting at the location since morning were not allowed to take photographs or make video recordings. Several trucks belonging to the PDRM and the Immigration Department left the area several hours later, believed to be ferrying illegal immigrants to a temporary detention depot. Immigration Director General Dato' Khairi Zaimi Daud, when contacted, said the department will issue a statement today. Meanwhile, Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Dato' Sri Mazlan Lazim said police were present at the location to assist the Immigration Department in the operations. Well, police have foiled a drug trafficking syndicate using the social messaging application WeChat, following the arrest of 32 people since 5th until 10th May. Now, Johor Police Chief Dato' Ayub Khan Maidin Peche said the suspects aged between 16 and 39 were arrested in 12 raids around Johor Bahru, Sri Alam and Iskandar Putri. Said the first raid was conducted on 5th May in Johor Bahru, with police arresting 2 suspects and seized a certain amount of drugs. Following the arrest, police conducted 11 separate raids in Johor Bahru, Seri Alam and Iskandar Putri.
Hasil serbuan tersebut seramai 20 lelaki warga tempatan dan 6 perempuan warga tempatan, termasuk 4 perempuan warga asing, iaitu 1 warga negara Thailand, 1 warga negara China dan 2 warga negara Vietnam telah ditangkap bersama dengan rampasan dadah.
Police also seized drugs worth 454,215 ringgit and confiscated jewelries, vehicles and 1.1 million ringgit in cash. Dato' Ayub Khan said besides the syndicate, police also arrested another 8 people in 4 separate raids in Muar believed to be involved in drug trafficking to neighbouring countries. The case is being investigated under Section 39B and Section 15 subsection 1 of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 and Immigration Act 1959-1963. Well, a policeman with the rank of sergeant has been detained for allegedly molesting 2 of his female subordinates at a mobile police post at the Sultanah Fatimah Specialist Hospital, HPSF in Muar. Now, sources close to investigation said the 55-year-old sergeant, who is also a deputy officer in charge of a station under the Muar District Police, was picked up by investigators on Sunday. Confirming the arrest, Johor Police Chief Dato' Ayub Khan Maidin Piche, when briefing reporters, said investigation papers have been opened under Section 354 of the Penal Code and police will conduct a full investigation. Section 354 of the Penal Code deals with using criminal force to any person intending to outrage the modesty of that person.
Seperti biasa, tuan-tuan, saya tidak akan tolak ansur. Anggota saya ke, pegawai saya ke, yang terlibat melanggar undang-undang pasti akan ditangkap dan kalau cukup bukti dituduh. Tidak ada tolak ansur. Ini yang mengambil kesempatan terhadap anggota ataupun pegawai perempuan.
Dato' Ayub Khan said the suspect was released on police bail after his statement was recorded by the Muar Police District's Sexual Crimes Unit and also the district's Police's Integrity and Standard Compliance Department, or JIPS. Police acted based on a police report that the suspect had physically molested a 27-year-old and 46-year-old female police volunteer reservist personnel during duty. Police will obtain a remand order on the suspect soon. Well, 22 people from different families living in a kampung house managed to escape a fiery death on Tuesday. Now, the 5 a.m. incident happened at a double-story wooden house in Kampung Baru in Bintulu town in northern Sarawak. Well, Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department in its latest update said all 22 occupants managed to escape the flames, and it said that 22 were all inside the house that they were renting when the fire broke out. Well, all of them managed to run out of the burning house and they were not injured. Well, the house was totally burned and 6 motorcycles were destroyed. The Bintulu fire station received an emergency call for help at about 4:48 a.m. And according to a report from the site, by the time the fire teams arrived, the fire was already raging and the occupants were seen running away from the flames. The fire was brought under control at about 5:30 a.m. and the cause of the fire is still being probed. Ministry appoints 4 new chairmen for its agencies. Well, the Rural Development Ministry has appointed 4 new chairmen for agencies under the ministry effective 15th May. Now, the agencies involved are University Technical Mara Sendirian Berhad, or Unitech Mara, Mara Incorporated or Mara Inc., Pelaburan Mara Berhad or PMB, and Malaysia Design Development Centre Sendirian Berhad, DDEC. But Rural Development Minister Dr. Abdul Latif Ahmad in a statement said the 4 chairmen are Professor Emeritus Dr. Sukiman Sarmani, who was appointed as chairman of Unitech Mara, and Dr. Sri Ahmad Azizi Ali as chairman of Mara Inc. Now, while Dato' Azrul Nizam Abdul Aziz has been appointed as chairman of PMB and Burhanuddin Madrazi as chairman of DDEC, the minister said those who have been appointed were known for their great leadership, ability, expertise and experience and embody the spirit of the struggle in realizing their agency's vision and mission. He said with the appointment, the ministry was confident that MARA or Majlis Amanah Rakyat and its subsidiaries would continue to be guided by the aspirations and agenda to develop Bumiputra's socio-economic status. And that's it from us this afternoon. In our top story, no evidence COVID-19 transmitted by food. So News on 2 comes on at 7 this evening. I'm Amin Carlos. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching.